How do you sit hundreds of people in a strategic way that will generate more business for them and will stimulate the economy in the city? AI is so much more than just content generator, video generator, and image generator. So much more than just creating ideas for your next article, your next book, or your next tagline in a website. It's a transformational tool that can automate, systemize, and streamline your business to remove the complex, tedious, long breath tasks on your and your team's plate and free you to do higher value tasks that require the human touch, require more human intelligence and strategic thinking from that angle. I'll give you an example. So imagine you're a business that organizes events. And I've been to an event a couple of weeks ago. It was a fantastic event. It was seated arrangements with tables, with lunch, with food preferences, hundreds of people, dozens of tables. The mayor was speaking. Great event altogether. But there was one thing that they did not do. They did not create a strategy of seating arrangements. How do you sit hundreds of people in a strategic way that will generate more business for them and will stimulate the economy in the city? So here's the scenario that happened. The seated arrangements, I was seated with 7 people from the same company, with the credit union. 6 of them were not talking. I was talking to one. So during these 2 hours, I lost the opportunity to build 6 more relationships and generate more one-on-ones, more opportunities for referrals for them, for me, and possibly finding more customers if I would have been seated with my target customers, with my target audience. Now, every time, think about it. I want to talk about it from 2 different angles. The first angle is from the angle of the business owner that sends their employees to these kinds of events, networking events. Every person in a company, no matter what they do or their position, the moment they leave the doors of your office and they go out into the business world to networking events to represent your company, they become your salespeople. It doesn't matter what they do in the office. They become your representative and the spokesperson of your company. If they're all seated at the same table, as if it was an office meeting, or as if it was a office, like a lunch, getting out of the office lunch kind of situation, your business lost the opportunity to build relationships with potential customers. And me as a small business owner, when I think about all these small business owners that I'm servicing, where they're looking at their P&L and they look at their expenses and they look at how much they invest in marketing, in sponsoring events, in participating in events, every single dollar that they spend has to have a positive ROI. And if they're going to an event without having the opportunity to meet potential customers or potential strategic partners, not because they chose not to meet them, but because they were put in a position where they can't meet them. It's wasted money and time or opportunity cost for that specific business who send them, who paid for their ticket, who paid for their time because they're on salary, and also the lost opportunity of them spending that time on other revenue generating activities that they could participate in if they didn't go to that event where they didn't have the opportunity to, for 2 hours, build relationships. So from an event organizer perspective, I would want to sit 7 people from the same company at 7 different tables. I would not want them to sit at one table and silently eat their lunch, say goodbye, and leave. As a business strategist, what if I would have told you that I can leverage AI in order to create a seating chart, strategically thought through seating chart within seconds, just by having a spreadsheet that includes data about the participants. Who are they? What do they do? Who are their target audience? Who are their potential customers? Who are their strategic partners? And few other data points that were collected from me when I joined that organization. Now I can take that spreadsheet and leverage AI to generate a strategically thought through seating chart that can be used in order to generate more business for those participants. Because remember, you don't know who you don't know, and you don't know who they know. So every person who sits at the table is an opportunity, but as long as it's not from the same company. So for that scenario, me and one more business owner were the only ones who were not part of that team of 7. So nobody was speaking to him. He was quiet as a fish until I started talking to him. I was talking to a girl there who was one of the 7, and that's it. The rest of them were disconnected or disassociated with the situation. They were all focused on getting out of the office and getting free lunch. So what complex tasks are you experiencing or working on at your office, you or your team, that are tedious, that are exhausting, that are taking a lot of time, hours, sometimes days to complete, and making data-driven decisions? If I feed it into AI and I use or leverage AI to complete that task within seconds, maybe minutes, what could you do with that time? How could your team generate more revenue for you? Now it's time to take action. Scan this QR code and book an appointment with me to explore how we can leverage AI in order to automate your business and free you and your team to focus on higher value tasks. There is no reason to work hard, just work smart.